Mama would always say, Tiffany takes forever to tell a story. We got a kick out of that. I want to thank all of you for being here on today. We are blessed. We are grateful. My mother was a blessing, and your presence, the calls, the text, all of the communications that we have received, just sharing stories of how my mother has impacted people's lives positively, has been overwhelming. I want to thank my church, the Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church, and Dr. Marcus Cosby for everything that you all have done to support our family. And when I say to support the family, I am not talking about just today. For the last 2 years, our church has been so supportive. I don't know what it's called, but I call it the traveling communion team. But the deacons of the church, no matter where Mom was, if she was in ICU, if she was at the LTAC, if she was at the skilled nursing facility, rehab, her place or my place, they were there faithfully to serve my mother communion. I told Dr. Patricia Williams here that I want to be a part of the congregational care ministry because this experience of preparing for my mother's services has really enlightened me even the more of what all they do. So I am grateful, very much so grateful. I wrote some notes because I didn't want to forget, but I'm going to say quickly, and to the music department, Brother Leon Lewis, the Sanctuary Choir, which I am a part of, thank you for your love and your patience because I had to pause to care for my mom, so I appreciate it. Many days I was coming to rehearsals and having to go right back to get Mom fed and turned and changed and all of that stuff. I cannot describe to you adequately what a joy it was to care for my mother. It was a joy. We never complained. It was an absolute joy. I loved it. I loved taking care of my mother. I loved taking care of my mother. We did not do it alone. My mother has some providers. Amelia, there you are, Tiaka. My mother has providers that were also a part of the care. And then we had some family members that were caregivers when we couldn't be there. My Aunt Patricia and Angela and Sherelle. Brother Samuel even was in there. He's waving his hand. So I really appreciate it. Everybody who called from far and near, who texted, Donna back there who brought me Coca-Cola when she felt like I needed a Coke. I just appreciate it. I can't see all my friends. I need you all, if y'all don't mind, to just give me a second. I want all of my neighbors, the young and the old, to please stand. Not old, but not as young. To please stand. All of my neighbors. Please give them a hand. Oh, I didn't even see y'all. Okay, y'all took me off. I didn't even see y'all over there. They have been awesome. For 2 years, they have picked up my children. They have brought us food. They've made runs to the hospitals. I remember one time the ambulance came at midnight, and Tina and Ricky, cousin Ricky, let them see you are my cousin. That's cousin Ricky right there. She said, y'all can bring the girls here. My neighbors have been wonderful. And since January 27th, every day somebody has been knocking on the door and bringing food. And Glenda Fennell is right there. When Mom was in ICU, Glenda did just like her mother did when I was a little girl in Nome, Texas. She prepared us meals, and she brought it. My neighbor Shirley Muse is not here, but Shirley cares for her son 24/7. She's cared for him for 5 years. And she has been such a blessing because she started the journey of caring for someone before us. Although Mom and I were both nurses doing home health, we weren't living it. She told us the right changing pads to get, the right pill crusher, every single thing. And when my mom was in the hospital, she was baking goods and bringing it for my family. She has been wonderful, and she couldn't come today because she had to take care of her son. So I want to appreciate all of my friends and all of my family that has loved on my mother. She was awesome. My mother said something, and I think there's a certain group of you that may agree. Raise your hand if you do. But Mom said, You have the love of God, and you may have the love of your spouse, but there is nothing like the love of a grandchild. There's the amen corner. My mother loved her grandchildren. She loved her grandchildren. And I listened to a video that my mom, we recorded her one night talking to the girls. I was at Wheeler Avenue for a vacation Bible school, and they asked if you had any prayer requests. And I said, my mom has not really been talking this week. This was July the 10th, 2017. And they said, we're going to pray about it. That night when I got home, my mother talked for 45 minutes straight. The last part of what she said, my granddaughters, your grandmother is very proud of you. She said, tell them everything you can about your grandmother. Tell them that she loved God with all her heart, and she spent her last breath saying that she loved the Lord. That is who she was. That was her whole mind, heart, soul, body, everything. Mom was in ICU in 2016, and they were getting ready on life support, and they were getting ready to remove the tube. So they were saying, listen, she can't talk for 2 hours. Just make sure she doesn't say anything. So, you know, we kind of cleared the room out because I knew she saw the kids, she would automatically talk. But when they pulled the tube out of my mother's mouth, immediately she said, God, I love you. God, I love you. God, I love you. That is who she was. I have some other messages for some of you that my mother said, and I will give those messages to you as well. But before I leave, I just want to say a little bit of this, which captures the essence of my mom. Her soul loved Jesus. Her soul loved Jesus. Her soul loved Jesus. That's why she blessed his name. Her soul loved Jesus. Her soul loved Jesus. Her soul loved Jesus. That's why she blessed his name.